There is a moment in every mother's life when her hands unclench a little, not because she wants to let go, but because she finally understands she has to. Working in my garden, I cannot help but compare raising of my children to growing the flowers in my garden. Everyone with their own personality, different moods, different rhythms, different storms. Taking care of children is a lot like tending to the wildest, most unpredictable garden you can imagine. In this video, I will share with you a personal story about growth, how raising my children and tending to my garden shaped me and taught me the quiet lesson. I cannot control growth, I can only support it. I used to think parenting was like pruning roses, careful, deliberate, controlled. But my kids turned out to be more like a patch of wildflowers. I planted them and I took care of them, tried to prune and control how they grow. Despite my efforts though, they grew in a wild and unpredictable way. Each one with their own personalities, different moods, different rhythms, different storms. One child gravitated toward the loud, adventurous kids who climbed everything in sight. Another preferred the quiet, artsy crowd, spent afternoons drawing dragons on scrap paper. While growing, each one of them brought a brand new set of challenges for me. I wasn't just trying to guide my children to follow in my way, but I had to do it in a way I didn't know how. The early years felt almost deceptively easy. I look back now and laugh at how confident and convinced I was I had cracked the code of parenting. Back then, I really was in control. If I said we were leaving the park, we left the park. If I said broccoli first, broccoli was eaten. Sure, there were tantrums and stubborn moments, but with a little patience, a little sweetness, or occasionally a firmer tone, I could steer the ship exactly where I wanted it to go. I remember one afternoon when they were fighting over a single plastic dinosaur. One dinosaur, two kids, chaos. I swooped in, did my mom diplomacy, redirected one with a snack, and handed the dinosaur to the other. Problem solved in under a minute. I felt like a magician. Or the morning when I had lined up their clothes on the bed, matching socks, clean shirts. They would grumble a bit, but they wore what I picked. I could braid hair, tie shoes, pack lunches, and still get everyone out the door on time. It felt like running a small, slightly noisy kingdom where I was the queen and the rules were clear. Even the bigger challenges seemed manageable. A scraped knee, I had a band-aid and kisses. A playground disagreement, I had a pep talk ready. A fear of the dark, night lights installed. I could fix things. I could soothe things. I could control things. And because I could control so much, I assumed that meant I always would. But kids don't stay in that sweet, pliable stage forever. They grow, opinions, edges, boundaries. They start pushing back, not because they are ungrateful, but because they are becoming themselves. And suddenly, the tricks that work when they were 5 don't work at 15. Sweet words turn into, "Mom, stop!" Strong words turning into arguments. Advice turns into, "You don't get it." Those early years were a breeze, not because I was perfect, but because they were small enough to let me be in charge. And then that shifted. When they started fighting for independence, I had to shift too. I remember trying to gently warn one of them about the friend who seemed, let's say, high maintenance. I thought I was being subtle. She thought I was launching a full-scale invasion. She crossed her arms, narrowed her eyes, and said, "Mom, you don't understand." And honestly, in that moment, she was right. I didn't understand her way of choosing people at all. She needed to figure out loyalty and boundaries on her own terms, even if it meant a few dramatic friendship breakups along the way. Another time, my son insisted he knew exactly how to handle a conflict with a teacher. I offered one tiny piece of advice, just one, and he reacted like I tried to take over the entire situation. He practically bristled. He wanted to stand on his own feet, even if those feet were walking straight into a wall. And yes, he hit the wall. And yes, he eventually came back to tell me about it. But he needed the experience more than he needed my wisdom. It was exhausting. Every conversation felt like walking through a swarm of angry bees. I would try to offer guidance, and suddenly I was the enemy. I would try to step back, and suddenly I was not helping. It took me years to realize that their resistance wasn't about me. It was about them trying to carve out their own shape in the world. Working in my garden these days, I catch myself thinking about my kids far more than about the weeds. The comparison sneaks up on me. I plant things with intention, just like I raised my children, with plans, hopes, and sense of direction. But the garden has a mind of its own, and honestly, so did my kids. I can put a tomato plant in the ground and imagine it growing straight and tidy. But by midsummer, it's sprawling sideways, reaching for the sun in ways I never predicted. My children were exactly like that. I would try to guide them, nudge them, steer them gently toward what I thought was best. But they always found their own angle, their own stretch, their own shape. And even when I thought, this is not what I pictured, they kept growing anyway, beautifully, stubbornly, unique. Some plants in my garden need constant watering, or they wilt at the first hint of heat. Others thrive on neglect and practically roll their eyes at me when I fuss over them. Some crave full sun. Some hide in the shade. Some surprise me by blooming in places I never expected. Each one is different, irreplaceable, and impossible to replicate, just like my kids. Sometimes children need reassurance, like a delicate plant that droops if you so much as look away. Sometimes they're more like a cactus, independent, prickly at times, but incredibly strong. And then there was time when they grew in every direction at once, full of energy and chaos, like a vine that climbs the fence, the shed, and anything else it can grab onto. The funniest part though, my plants don't talk back. They don't argue when I move them or prune them or give them what I think they need. My kids, on the other hand, they had opinions. Every suggestion felt like interference. Every piece of advice was met with resistance. They fought for independence the way some plants fight for the sunlight, pushing past whatever boundaries I tried to set. But standing in my garden now, looking at the crooked stems, the unexpected blooms, the wild corners I never planned, I feel the same as I feel when I look at my grown children. Pride. Not because everything turned out exactly the way I imagined, but because it didn't. Because they became themselves. They grew strong, interesting, capable people. They pushed back because they were building muscles. Emotional ones, mental ones, identity ones. And even though I didn't always agree with their choices, their timing, or their style, and they drove me crazy at times, I can see now that all that arguing, all that independence, all that "I've got this, Mom" energy was part of their becoming strong, responsible, loving adults. They weren't pushing me away. They were pushing themselves forward. But slowly, season after season, my children, like that patch of wildflowers, turned into something beautiful, something I never could have designed on my own. And now, when I stand back and look at it, at them, it's my pride and joy. They are the purpose of my life. Gardens teach you humility. Kids do too. You can water, you can offer sunlight, you can pull the truly dangerous weeds, but you cannot force a tomato plant to be a rose. And honestly, why would you want that? The surprises are the best part. Raising children like a messy garden means letting them choose their own colors, even if they clash. Stepping back long enough for them to discover what they're capable of. Accepting the growth is uneven, unpredictable, and sometimes chaotic. Trusting that their roots are stronger than you think. And the astonishing part is that when you loosen your grip, they don't drift away. They grow toward the light on their own terms. When I stand in my garden now, hands in soil, sun on my back, I can feel the whole story of my motherhood settling into place. I look at the wild patch I've been tending for years, the one that never grew exactly the way I imagined, and I can't help but smile, because just like my children, it turned into something astonishing. It took patience, real patience, the kind where you bite your tongue, step back, and trust the process, even when everything looks chaotic. Turning a wild patch into a beautiful garden isn't about forcing every stem stand straight. It's about learning what each plant needs and giving it room to grow. The children grew into adults who can stand on their own feet, make responsible choices, and navigate the world with a strength that sometimes takes my breath away. Letting go wasn't easy. It stretched me in ways I didn't expect. There were days when I wanted to hold on tighter, to protect them from every mistake, every heartbreak, every wrong turn. But letting go is part of life, part of love, part of raising humans who aren't meant to stay small forever. I think that's the core of it. If we love our children openly, show them they matter, support them when they stumble, and praise them when they rise, we teach them how to be adults. Not perfect adults, real ones. Adults who know how to make choices, how to recover from mistakes, how to love others, and how to love themselves. So now, when I look at my garden and at my grown children, I feel the same quiet pride. They didn't grow exactly the way I planned. They grew better. They grew into themselves. And that, more than anything, is the beauty I get to stand back and admire.